So my wife and I decided to, more myself, my wife doesn't really get into this kind of thing. She's happy to let me figure it out, but we had an option. We could keep doing what we were doing or take the 15-year loan at 4.5%. Which one should we do is the real question there. And so our discussion was, well, if we cut the loan term down to 15 years instead of 30, our payment would be way bigger, right? Like we could expect a payment of like $1,700 because it's going to like double our payment, right? And so that was a question that I got curious about. And so if we go back to the loan amortization calculator, we will see how much option is better and by how much. And PS refinancing the new option would cost me $5,000, which would be added to the principal of the loan. And so if we remember 2 years later, I owed, we went to November, not December of 2023 in my example that I did. So I owed 117,701. After 2 years, I've only got about $2,300 of this loan paid off. I have to add the $5,000 cost of refinancing to this. And so that's going to make me have a loan that's even bigger than I started with 2 years earlier. So I will end up taking a loan for $122,700 instead of $120,000. So I'm actually going to be, if I did that, I would actually be taking a loan that was bigger than the loan that I started with 2 years previously. This sounds like a terrible idea, right? And we're going to experiment in the next slide, everyone, and see if it really is a terrible idea, which the bank tried to convince me that it was. And it's a good thing that I was able to handle my own numbers. I will say that for myself. So the numbers are the amount that we would refinance would be $122,701.72. Again, more than I even borrowed 2 years prior. So it, again, just feels terrible to be saying, no, I need to borrow more today to pay off my house than I did 2 years ago, and I've been making payments of $800 and some a month for 2 years. Doesn't all this just seem stupid? And the more I talk about this, the more it sounds like someone could very easily be convinced that doing this option would be a terrible option. Let's run the numbers in the next slide and see what happens.